University of Miami, like all of the like around the like United States, like 5, 6, 10 probably like schools involved in this project. And for this OIR is just a one part of this our model. So if you're guess like we are also submitting on the submission document, which is the next version of our model. So we already had the version 8.2 until now, but now we are submitting our 8.3 model. So we are like, this is actually funded by government of the Florida, so kind of government project. That's why it's hard to get a count for now. And so for that, the OR stuff is like not that much work, but it's like because it's like related to money and related to companies, so we just be careful. And even though it's an easy job, but it's like if you miss some like part or miss some like values from there, because it's gonna affect for the total loss at the end of the result. So yeah, and how it started is like once we like have the account, everything, like we usually receive the email from the.
I have a question. So, what kind of parts, values are you're saying will be missing? Like, can you give an example?
For example, like one example is like not the files sometimes is really huge, but it's like formatted structured data, like it's gonna come in with the CSV data, but it's like sometimes it's like hundred thousands of like the rows it has, and they should like they usually send to us through the email with some like password, but they usually like separate the email sometimes because its file is too huge. So sometimes students can miss, they combine all of the data even though they sent like 200 rows, but students can miss like just only like and combine like 100,000 or something like that. That's also one of the cases, like if it's possible. So yeah, usually like the data is like between like 100 rows to like 100,000s of rows kind of thing. But this is just a CSV file, so it's easy to like format it. But also problem is like our model is when we insert the data to our website, our website is like they limited for the some of the format. So I'm gonna show it that too actually. And yeah, so for there's 3 types of data you can receive from the company. One is OIR and CSD and serious to industry. There's 3 different kind of like the data you will receive. The OIR means like Office of Insurance Regulation kind of. This is the company name, which is the government company. And CSD means the catastrophic stress test. So I sent here, so I just created a new channel in the OIR processing training. So I'm gonna share all of the files here. So you can go to this Wikipedia page. I think you already, I hope, I don't know if everyone has this access to this GitHub account. This is our actually research group, right?
This is the DSAC, yeah.
Yeah, so it should probably.
Can you share your screen so that it records?
Oops. Share my entire screen.
Check on YouTube.
So I just shared this wiki page. I think it's created by previous students, so it's like useful. Maybe like some of the parts. For example, if you go inside the OIR processing, it's like detailed information about what's going through like all of the steps 1 to 4. So, but for even though they have a lot of steps now, but the Daniel Banu and we worked on this like automate some of the parts, so we don't need to go through all of the parts now. Just we need to follow just like 2-3 steps for this with the help of this automation. And yep, so there's a catastrophic stress test, some of the information here, and there's some of the wire information here. But for the CSD catastrophic stress test is like not like it just only comes in during the summertime. So we don't have like any CST job until next summer. But the OIR and service to industry jobs usually comes like OIR jobs usually comes regularly, like every week. Yeah.
Every week, all the time? Like
Kind
no
of.
misses?
Sometimes it's missed, sometimes it's like every week. I don't know like how they like.
There's no schedule.
Yeah, sometimes they send like 2 data sets per week, sometimes like 3, 1, like etc. Kind of. You will receive through the email whoever in charge of this project. And yeah, but the CS you don't need to worry about that now, but in the next summer you will need to know about that. And service to industry also really like rare. Until now, I'm not sure I did actually service to industry job because the last time Tiani did by it like himself, but it's just really rare, like 2, 3 within the year. So like it's really few. And what is the service industry as my understanding is like this directly comes from the company, it's not comes from the OIR. So it comes from directly from the company, so that's why it's so different, but the process is exactly same with the OIR. And CST, OIR, service to industry is like a little bit different for the template, but its template is already coded in the automation, so you don't need to worry about that. So you don't need to even like probably generally in the future, probably if they need to like change the version numbers, etc. If they upgrade their version, they need to change in the template according to our new version. So, but in our like daily process, so we don't need to worry about the template is changed or not. Like it's not necessary to think about it. And yep. So let's start the OIR. So usually I receive from this person, maturity. This person usually sends to me like the data set. For example, this one of the example how they send the email. For example, hey, blah 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 blah. They just like CCD or something. And also there's one person, if you know like Tiani, that he's actually working on this the whole project. So if you have any question in the future, he can directly answer your questions. And he knows very well about this project, even from beginning to end. And so this is the actual zip file we receive from the company. Once we receive this job, it means that we need to process it. And so for example, like I'm gonna download this one. So this data set is sent like October 24th. So once we receive this zip file, we need to in order to open it, we need to have some password, but the password is really simple. It's already mentioned in that GitHub also if you want to look at that. And
So this is the data?
Yeah, this is data. So
data will be given to us?
Yes.
By the company?
Yep. From the wire.
Every time it's the same time.
Yep. Not the same. So for example here, FLOIR, the hash. So it's set then October 24th, but it's actually easy password. So like date of when they were sent, and then it should combine with the floor, the hash.
Okay. The same template.
Yeah, same template every time. Just like look at your email when it's sent to you, that's the date of the password. Okay, then once you enter this
By OIR.
Mm-hmm.
OIR is a company.
Yeah. And so you're gonna receive this like Excel or CSV file, but the Canopy website, etc., it just only support the CSV file, it doesn't support Excel format. So every time you need to receive the file, you need to convert it to a CSV in your local, so you know how to convert it. And so, for example, if I look at this data set,
the server cannot handle the Excel file. The server cannot handle
yeah, exactly. Our format should be in the CSV file when you enter the data set, raw data set to our server. Yeah. So So once I open this file, this is actually data set we receive usually. So it's just like structured data. And what you need to look at from here is like first is the column number. For example, if the column number is the 31, it means that there's two types of data you can receive. One is the CR, which means commercial residence. Another one is the PR, is the personal residential data. So you can like distinguish between them based on the column numbers. If it's a 31 columns, it means the PR, personal residential. More than 31, around like 40, it means the CR, commercial residential. So based on that, you can also from the UI, there's a like selection button. You can choose like if the data is CR or PR kind of thing. So you can know if this data is CR or PR based on the total number of columns. And also what you need to check is from here is the total number of rows.
How many rows for the commercial?
40.
40? And
31 for personal, 31, 40 for commercial.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you look at the total row number, it means that that's a policy number. We call it policy number. So this is actually
column number is policy number. Okay.
Row number. Yeah.
Row count.
Row count. Yeah. Row counts.
Row counts. Row counts are policy number. Here it's like 705.
And the previous one was column.
So if you look at here, it's a 7,909, but it's like you need to deduct one from because it's including headers. So it means like 7,908 is like actual your policy number, policy count you receive. So if you receive like bunch of files, they can like separate your file like part 1, 2, 3. But when you combine it, just double check you combine all of the files in here or not.
So row count means Janil.
Yeah.
It's column, right?
Yeah, wait a second, let me just.
If there is a student details, student
The
ID,
number of
it's
records,
like
those are the
student
So-
details. It's like a policy details.
Yeah, that's a one policy detail. That's one row.
Yeah.
And how many rows are there? These are the columns.
These are the columns. There are like 31 columns. That is personal resident. If more than 30.
That's a different thing. Column means this, row means this. That's what
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Columns.
These are
Columns. If it is 31 columns, it is PR. If it is more than 31 columns, it means it is commercial residence. It's a big building. Commercial residence.
columns, okay.
Yeah, columns. Got it?
So those are columns. Okay, got it. Columns. And those are rows. Okay, yeah. Right. My bad.
Yeah, you are thinking differently.
Go ahead. It's
Right.
fine.
Those are rows.
Rows.
Yeah. Rows
They are
are known
policy
as
counts.
policy number.
Policy counts. Counts.
It's
Do we
very
have
short,
extension?
like
Do we have extension for this one?
no. But I have something better.
Or you have a like long.
So policy counts is, this isn't like a data for a single claim.
No,
This
not
is-
single claim.
This is the number of policy,
Yes.
or what is this?
I
What do you mean
think
by
this
policy
is
counts?
number of policies purchased. I think so. It's policy purchase. It's not about claim at
No,
all.
no.
No.
They are
Oh,
not
sorry.
claiming anything.
Policy per what?
Purchased by people. So there are
Oh,
buildings.
policy purchased by people, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
So suppose you are living in one apartment, you purchase a policy from that company, so you will create one row, like this row.
so each row is one policy purchased?
Yeah,
Okay,
kind of.
so counts is the total number of rows,
Yes.
okay. I see.
Is it charging?
Is it charging?
Yeah, need to reboot?
No, don't.
Don't touch it.
Don't
Don't
touch
touch it. It'll fix itself. Give it a couple of seconds.
this is a data set, but this data set is like, there's until like now, we have like some cleaning script, Python script for cleaning this data set, but it's not like fully like cleaning all of the use case of the data set. It can be like messy sometimes, but messy means it's not like for example, some of the formats, for example, address includes the comma, etc. kind of thing. I saw that kind of mistake, or someone put like in front of unknown or something in the number or something. They added some letter, etc. like kind of thing. When you insert this raw data to the cat.p, you will see which row is like have some issue with that. You can easily see that it's gonna show up. Okay, this the raw number 1000 has some error, so you cannot edit this data too. So usually you need to like check it manually kind of thing, but it's easy actually. It depends how that is messy. Because until now there's a lot of different use cases, so like we didn't like fully create only one script to clean all the data set, all the use scenarios kind of thing. We have some kind of script, but it's not fully like covered all of the like errors in the format.
Can you explain everyone? Because suppose that if we receive data, we have to clean it, and if we don't know the columns, what they mean, how can we clean it, right?
Yeah, if you can explain every header for both types.
Yeah, just not both type, only one type only is fine.
Do commercial because that one has extra stuff, right?
It's
Let's
fine.
do commercial. Let's do this.
Where are you stated?
You understand what I'm saying? There is a script that can clean this, but it is not foolproof. If the script fails sometimes because
Why will it fail?
because OIR company has put on shit in the CSV.
Then there is error.
Then they change the policy and they change the requirement. That's why that code is not the problem.
No, the thing is like there's so many different companies, and at the end of the day, it's a person, probably they're doing the job and they might screw up or they might like do something, they like mistype something, whatever. There's a
Yes.
lot of like ridiculous stuff that can happen throughout the entire pipeline that we have to account for, and no script can account for all of this. Like imagine 200 different companies, so many different things happening in each of them.
Yep.
So no script can cover all of it. At some point, you have to go there and look at the data yourself, make sure everything's okay.
So, Rami, I would suggest that for every column, just show the column, tell what it means, and tell that your experience, that this column was containing this kind of stuff before, and I have to fix those stuff. Right? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I cannot find my file now, but I'm gonna share it in the Discord. Actually, there's like formatting like all of the details. For example, commercial has the 40 columns. Each column can take like this kind of value, kind of this description is already there, but I don't find now. I will share it.
I can find actually the thing which you gave me for
Oh
the-
yeah, probably I gave you last time, right?
So you are saying for each row, each column there will be some unique values, like 4 to 5 different unique values. That
Not values, or way of writing the column.
Oh, okay.
Format.
Like
Format.
Data
it contains
types.
string, so it should be string.
You mean
No,
If
data
it is
type?
unknown, it cannot be null. It should be unknown. UNKNOWN. It should not be NULL. You understand?
Data type and also like
NaN
template.
cannot
Like
be
if it's
there.
money,
Just
it should have a
unknown.
dollar
Something,
sign, or it should
whatever
have like a
Specific
comma.
you
word.
want,
Unknown.
Something like that, like
it is
template.
written somewhere. Whatever that column needs, it should be like that.
So it should be like that. So it should be unknown. That's it. You are saying that thing.
That's just an example.
Unknown is just example. It can be anything.
Suppose a column and a row in the middle of it, our data is missing.
Yeah, missing.
Then according to the code that will take the processing,
Yeah.
what should it expect if there is no data? So we need to put some values over
Yeah.
there. What kind of values we need to put so that he can understand there is no data, specific word, we need to find out that
Yeah, you will find out that.
from the code that is running the processing. We need to find out that particular, suppose that code says if there is none value, if there is a none value, let me draw.
Not from the code, if you have the document.
This is the document, right?
This is the data set.
Data set. Suppose here there is nothing value is given here. By mistake they didn't give it.
It's empty.
Empty. Now
And in your document it is written that this should not be empty.
this in the processing data, whatever the processing happens, right? It shouldn't be empty.
If it is written in the document.
Yeah. That's the data processing. We need to submit this whole
Clean
data,
document.
clean document in the data
Clean-
processing.
Clean data set.
Okay. But the clean data set won't take this one.
No.
So what we need to put inside then?
It is
No,
written
you
in
are
the
only-
document.
you
It
only
is
need
written in the
CR.
document.
Sometimes it is unknown, sometimes it is null,
For
sometimes it
this
is
row,
CR only, right?
there will be a
Both of them.
specific
So
what we
both-
need to write.
both.
It's written in the document,
maybe
right?
it's
Considering
mean,
that's
maybe it is median, maybe
That's
it
what
is
I'm saying.
anything.
It whatever says in the document, whatever says in the document.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the
Yes,
CR one
yes.
which.
Yes, there are
Clean.
guidelines on how to deal with this.
How to
issue.
deal
I'm not saying it.
of specific
Yes,
Yeah,
column.
for
you want it off
everything,
every column,
guideline.
every row.
The PDF.
there is a guideline, yes.
There is a guideline for every row, every column. That's it.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct? Right. Okay.
But Nami knows what mess happens in this data set because she has experience of cleaning this. So she can explain that okay, in this column I have found this in before and I clean it
I
like
wanna
this.
like the format of the like,
Because if
I'm
she
just
doesn't
asking.
explain
Just-
that,
Okay, let
You
me
want
like
the raw
summarize the
file
flow
which
so far.
you sent me or?
We will,
because the data set,
we will receive an email with
Not a
the
raw file.
data,
I
data
need-
zip.
Yeah.
We need to unzip it with
Yeah.
some password.
Yeah.
So best option
Then,
is Tiani's mail.
We need to upload to that website.
no,
so
no,
that-
no, you have to clean it.
This is the cleaning part before
You
we
have
go
to
to
clean
the
it.
website.
But she says like
No,
when we upload, we know what are the mistakes.
no. You have to clean it manually. Even the script, you have to run it manually.
Okay, so how do we know there are errors?
You look at it,
What I am asking to her.
you're
What if
looking
there
at
are
it.
one that knows?
Okay, I'm sharing.
That's what we are asking to her.
Okay.
That explain every column and what errors you have found in these columns before that you write some Python scripts. And
Okay.
This
So
one?
so on the general note there is no
This, okay, this one.
no way to find out
I
what
have
is
the
the error
example.
directly, like
if the
beforehand.
cleaning script fails, then yeah, there is no general way.
Okay.
You have to get
I can
creative.
send you that, you can give example of that because that's the original CR files, right?
Got it? Any questions? I would suggest Nami just open the CSV file that you have instead of this document.
Yeah, yeah.
This is like
I cannot like say every detail. I don't know like what happened during the last time because it's like.
I don't know whatever your experience are of cleaning this.
Yeah, but if you look at here, for example, the policy ID like should have like any value. Location ID also they should have any kind of value. But residency type should have just 1, 2, 3, right? Kind of this is actually like format we need to have. So zip code should include the 5 digits, but if it includes the 6 digits, it's gonna be like error for that. But if there's some error, you need to look into that data. Sometimes like they should usually zip code start with 3 or something, but they start with 7 or like it's just a use case. If they want to, for example, like here, the zip code is like one of them. Oops. Added here, for example, this all of them start from 3, right? But one of them can start like 7, etc. So it's gonna be like error when you enter your data to kind of be. So in that use case, okay, you just need to look to it. It's like logically okay. It's probably this 7 is wrong, or you can search it from that address column if there's address column shown in here.
If the value is not there,
But if the value is not there, it's not your problem. Probably like you need to ask from the company.
to
You need to
give
discuss it with Tiani or something like that if there's action missing. But some of the value, if it's missing, means like there's meaning of that. For example, if NA, it's also possible like they usually need to like if there's NA, they need to write like what is that? For example, if it's unknown, they need to like specifically write the 6, etc. kind of thing. It depends on the use case. If it's really like whole empty, probably it's better to ask from Penny or company like that. So it's really rare actually. I don't remember when was it that last time I didn't receive any like value for that. But yeah, usually like that. And yep, I would suggest just ask from Penny or the company about that if there's any values missing. But the sum of the columns can be like, if it's NA, it can be like you can convert to the numerical value. For example, here, if it's none, you should sign the 1, etc. kind of thing. It's logically kind of without asking from them, etc. Yeah. This is actually I shared this. This is the CR. It has the 40 columns. Each column which represents what it's shown here. The possible values, but if it's usually it's called in, for example, the plank means the data set includes 1, which means the planks itself, that kind of thing.
But here in the CSV would be written blank.
No,
Right.
would be written 1
Okay.
in CSV.
In the CSV would be 1. Then you have to convert it.
No, you don't need to. Just like
You just need to know.
yeah, just
Okay.
need to know. It's just if it's 1 means like this mean kind of thing. It's just like
Okay. So it should be from 1 to 6.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
this code part is like actual like what
Actual
should
value.
be in the CSV. Yeah. This code our model will support kind of thing.
On your data set, the address column, it's showing negative numbers. How is
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
an address?
Yeah. So
These are lat longs, right?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So we have like the joke coding stuff in our like model. So usually our model do the joke coding, but if the CSV file itself already has the like this joke coding, the longitude latitude already there, you just need to like split this one to
Two columns.
Two
two
columns.
columns like longitude and latitude. But our like cleaning raw data, so you don't have the server access now. So I would suggest just the clone that GitHub repository, and this one it includes all of the like necessary Python files you can use in the future. If you go in here, there's a clean raw dataset Python file. It's what it usually most actually doing is like it's just splitting the address column. If there's an address there, it's adding the like longitude latitude column, and if there's not any address, but it shows the longitude latitude like already there, like same as this data set. It's just dividing like.
Is it possible to get a mixture, like some lat longs and some addresses? Has that ever happened?
It's possible, yeah, but you need to look into it by yourself, kind of. But if that's the case, I think our Python files is like
Can handle it.
yeah.
Okay, that would be.
Yeah. So for example, what it's doing is like just the Python file is doing this part. Yeah. And renaming this column longitude and latitude. And so even though now we received the 31 columns or 40 columns, right? So before we enter the raw data to our CatOP, we need to clean this data using that clean Python script. But that clean Python script is located in this Wikipedia page. If you can clone it in your locally, because you can cannot access to FIU server. So usually I just clone it in my FIU server and then place my every row that I received in the FIU server, and then using this Python script just to clean my data, etc. kind of thing I just do. But you can do it also just clone this one in your local, and you can use this Python script. But what this Python script is usually doing is like just dividing this address column to prepare to insert our data to the canopy. So if there's already address is given the geocoding, we just need to assign this unknown. It means that our geocoding, like the code won't work in our model if you assign this address unknown. So because why it's that? Because we already have the geocoding here, so we don't need to geocode it again.
So we need to put that address into
Unknown. If there's already given the longitude and latitude, we need to put it in the address in unknown. But mostly if there's like addresses are there, but for example, let me find the video.
But then if addresses are mixed in the middle between lat longs, you just remove them. So we have to first take care of those, I guess, somehow.
Yes. Let's see if there's any difference. Here, right? So for example, this is also a raw data set. Like it has the 31 columns. And can I hide this one?
Yeah.
Delete or
There is a,
hide button?
yeah, hide floating, yeah.
So
And
this
if you want it back, you just press escape.
one? Oh, okay.
That's your transcript, you can turn that off anytime you want.
Okay, so this is the, like, for example here, it's already given the address. There's no joking at all. So it means that our model should, like, the code should, like, generate the joking for this address kind of thing.
So
Uh-huh.
the lat long is not there.
Uh-huh.
The clean data, the code, it will generate
Not
those.
clean data, canopy.
Canopy, yeah, canopy. But for that Python file, what he is doing is like just, if there is the address column is there, it's just adding the need to column longitude and latitude. And then if there's addresses already there, it's assigning addresses there, it's assigning the unknown values to longitude and latitude.
Okay, so what you did was that you said everything that are latitude, longitude
Uh-huh.
up there, I'm gonna blow them up into two other rows. If they're not there, I'm gonna put unknowns in there, in their place.
Yep.
And then you went there and said, if the lat long are not unknown, make address unknown, right?
Exactly, yeah. That's
So that's how you handle like mixtures.
Exactly, yeah. If there's already jokements there, we don't need to joke it again. So we just use, we don't need to use this joking.
So in this address,
Uh-huh.
they used to have latitude, longitude.
Uh-huh.
You expanded them.
Mhm.
Okay. Then you put the address to unknown.
Mhm.
Do we need to keep that lat and long, or should we?
Yeah, that's the point.
I'm saying, she has separated the lat long. What happened to the address now?
Now it's unknown.
Now we
She
need to
did-
put
She did it herself, yeah.
the previous. It was having lat long inside the address. Now we need to remove them.
That's what she did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So
correct.
if you run this Python script in here, this GitHub, it's actually he's doing is this kind of thing.
Also, I need to talk to him. I need to talk. Okay. Now let's talk about this one. This one does not have lat and long, right? It just have the address. But we cannot extract, using the address, we cannot extract the geolocation, right? Can we?
We are extracting using the Python file, like just extracting longitude, latitude here, and it's assigning unknown. That's how like our model is gonna generate geocoding for this address in the future.
In the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we add this data set to our Canopy website, it's gonna generate geocoding for us.
So your clean data set will handle this, the code.
The clean data set code.
We'll put, suppose that one has a location, but this one does not have the location in the address, right?
Yeah.
In the previous one, that one has a location, latitude long, you expanded it, and you put the address to unknown. That's perfect. We have the location, but here we don't have the location. So in your clean data set code, it will make lat and long and put them unknown.
Yes.
So in the future, when it goes to the further processing with the geolocation coding, it will take the address and find the location. Am I right?
One thing you are missing.
Hmm.
Maybe you have to write this lat and long manually. Only 2 words manually.
But she told
No, it's our Python files has already this part. I just showed
She
it.
told
No, if the lat and long doesn't exist,
You don't
the
need
word
to-
doesn't exist.
You don't need to do anything in the CSV file.
it will create.
It will
She's-
create,
yeah,
that
she's
Python file
telling
will
that.
create. Does that make sense? Like, it's gonna
No.
create new column long to latitude through this Python file.
Yeah, that's
And
what you are saying, but he's saying that you need
Can
to
it-
create.
Is there a case we have longitude and latitudes, but we don't have address?
That's the case here, right? This case, right?
Then how will the geocoding do?
No, you-
Here the
doesn't go-
geocoding won't happen.
It
right?
gives the centroid of the.
Yeah. No. If it is unknown,
Uh,
there is lat and long.
Already lat and long
okay,
is there.
using lat and long, it will do the geocoding.
It will.
But we are not giving this longitude and latitude values
Fine.
in the input, correct?
Yeah.
Then how will the geocoding
It
handle?
handles. I don't know.
Oh, what you don't know. We are not giving it at all, and it will handle it. How it will handle?
If address is unknown
Yeah.
and zip code is present, the lat and long is present, it will handle it. It will see that
Zip code will not present if there is no address.
Yeah, I understand what you are saying, but
How, we are not giving longitude and latitudes. How will the
You're
geocoding
giving,
will
right?
be doing?
For what we are not giving.
For geocoding, how will it handle for the unknown addresses? It will just give the centroid, correct?
Yes.
Centroid of the city.
Kind of,
City
yeah.
or like.
But I would say like mostly if there's like it's possible to mix like if there's unknown address and also there's like some of the address in column or some of the like the geocoding already in the address etc. But our
in the code it is written that if address is unknown, then don't go to geocoding. Don't do geocoding at all. If it is unknown,
Okay.
then directly assign to street level. That's
Hmm.
it.
That's what I was thinking.
If
Geocoding
address
only
is
handles-
unknown, then don't go to ArcGIS API to get zip codes at all.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. If there is already lat and long.
So the bottom line is this is handled by the code. Like, this
Sometimes.
everything.
Sometimes.
We don't need to change anything,
We hope.
right?
Sometimes longitude is LONGITUDE.
In that
Sometimes address is something else. Capitalized, small.
case- okay.
Sometimes this is small, everything is small, so anything is possible.
yeah, anything is possible with
But
this
code will
data
handle.
set.
No.
No,
We need to change it.
Names
Right?
we need to change
Yes.
it, but rest code will handle. Right?
Just that Python file is just handling this part, like extending this column long to latitude. If there's a zip code is already there, just assigning the address, etc. Just only this part is just handling out. But there's a bunch of use case like if you can see the errors. For example, I saw there's some error like in the address, if they like have the column itself, it gives the error sometimes for me. So I usually like delete the columns like from the not comma, sorry.
Commas.
Comma, yeah.
So it should be
If the address
without
contains comma,
It's
Then-
the error. I see that before.
there
So-
is error.
Yeah, but you can easily see that when you insert this raw data to KLP, it's gonna show okay, raw number 1000 has some error kind of thing, but the rest of them doesn't have error or something like that, and you need to go through like manually. Okay, what is inside of this like row number 1,000 and what includes that is different format kind of thing. Just kind of, yep. And yep, so once you clean this data and the data, the Python code will generate this clean data set for you. So you need to upload now this clean data set to Caterpie. So I'm
And
gonna,
if there are some errors, we need to handle that.
yeah. When we enter the raw data set, there's some error shows, we need to handle it by ourselves. Because the use cases are different, so it can be anything. And so the Caterpie website is here. I think I need to connect to Button Closet.
This is the prod and she is now connecting to Dave. Can you paste that command that you have written SSH to the Discord?
This is the website for
And also, can you paste that column document as well?
yep here.
Okay.
Documents. So this is the website for Caterpie, and so I'm using the dev environment now for the use case for the test, and you will have the credential in the future, and then you will gonna access to your credential, and this is the actual our website, the Caterpie. So what we are optimizing is like we were trying to optimize this part, like this is what this guy's doing. And so from here you don't need to use all of this one. You just need to use like couple of 4 fields. So the first you need to insert raw data. So this website is just use it for our inside of our group. But there's another the website. This is for the client, kind of user interface for the client.
Can you copy this website and paste it in the Discord?
This is BPM Data Process Manager.
That's what I was saying.
This is the dev version, right?
No,
No,
prod,
this is a prod.
There are two things, BPM website and Caterpie.
Then why are we connecting through like a port and FIU?
No, this is a prod. It is hosted.
What? So it's a.
It's not hosted at 18th number port. It is hosted at this port, 8443.
No, my question is why are we connecting to a port? Like why, if it's a website, doesn't have a domain name?
Its domain name is cs.fiu.edu.
We are
That's
not
domain
working
name.
on this. We are just using this to create a folder inside the server.
This is prod. It is hosted. The domain name can be www.google.com. This is cs.fiu.edu.
Okay.
So what he is asking, can we open this website in our system?
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because this is prod, you can do it, but you have to do it dev, right? You will do hands-on on the
dev.
dev. So we will write a password to connect to the dev.
Can you explain this again? Why? I didn't understand. Can you explain it clearly? Why we are entering that website and why we are entering this website?
Okay.
For years.
There are there are 3 websites.
We have a lot of fun.
Cat, OP, dev also is there, right? BPM website, it's for client.
Okay.
Client adds data to this BPM website. He sees the data through this only. Results also through this.
Who are the
Client
clients?
is OIR company.
Okay. Good.
Done? Katobi website. To process the data, we use this Katobi website.
Okay.
It's a prod. Prod means production. It's at cs.fiu.edu blah blah blah. At this port number it is running. Then also there is similar website which is not posted publicly.
Which one?
The Katobi Dev.
Okay.
It is not hosted publicly. So we make a tunnel to go to the FIU campus. We connect our machine to FIU's campus machine. It's like, okay, and then we can do stuff here in the Katobi Dev. Any question?
This is just for development purpose, but in the future we will use just only this website to process it. This is just for the developing and for the training now. And so we have this like website now, and once you go to data and the raw data file, this is the place you need to insert the raw data here, the clean version of it. So once you click upload the data, there's a version number, so we need to choose the latest version of that. So we are using now the latest version 8.2. So we are choosing here, and so that's what I said before. There's the two types of data you can receive, right? If there's a commercial residence, you need to choose this one, but this data set is the PR, so we need to choose this one.
When me and Daniel was working, it was 8.2 on that time too. Me and Daniel, remember we were discussing about it. It was 8.2 during that time.
It's always 8.2 now.
Yeah, we are working on 8.3, so when that's done, you need to give 8.3.
Always the newest one, I assume.
Yeah.
But for now, unless like Kenny says to us like use the 8.3, like we need to use the 8.2 for now. But yeah. But we
We
don't
need to
have
talk
version
with
number.
Tiani if there's a major big problem, right?
Yeah, so yeah, for sure there's no one in 8.3 now. Actually it's like now for now, because like we are just submitting now. There's gonna take some time to get 8.3, but at that time they will like inform you guys like okay, they Tiani will probably add here probably 8.3 etc.
I have another question. It might be silly. So, what's the difference between 8.1 and 8.2? What's the difference?
8.1 is the previous year's document, 8.2 is, let's say, this year's document.
So it's upgraded according
Yeah.
to the document, and there are more features or something like that. Okay.
No.
There will be some changes.
Some changes.
In the model, yeah.
Yeah.
Model, yeah, in the model.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Any changes?
Yeah.
It made it to 8.2.
Yep.
Am I right or wrong?
Correct.
Yeah, so if you need to just choose like latest version 8.2 here,
Okay.
and you cannot choose like 7, 8.1, etc. because it's gonna use different model, right? So we are using the latest version of model, so 8.2 is our current model. And then add our data set. Okay, so the name, so in order to create a name, you need to look at your dataset, what you received. For example, dataset name is this folder name actually includes your dataset name. If you look at here, this folder name includes apt owners and blah blah blah. So this is what's the name of this one? Let's see. The file number. So mostly for the OIR, you will receive this number kind of thing, filing number for this company. So those are company names and file number for that. But for the service to industry, it doesn't include any the file number in their file. So you have this dataset name, but in your actual dataset name, you should include like your company name, but it can be like you can search from previous like experience how they use it for that owners company, how they use it just like name. It can be different. For example, if there's like some company has a long name, right? But our system can handle like kind of limited amount of characters when we search the file name. So like you can like search through previous experience from this website.
So like the previous processings is like
What
for
kind of
set.
name they use it, yeah.
So there is a record there.
Yeah, there's already.
Where can we find that record?
Here, right? It's all of the records here.
Oh, that list
Yeah,
includes
that
everything.
list.
Oh, there are like 249 pages.
There is a search here. You just write something, it will come.
I know that there. I just didn't know that's the list that I have to go and search.
Even I was confused. Thank you for that.
There is a search here. But the
I
thing
get-
is, they use particular names for particular companies. Some companies with big name, they have a small name,
I get that.
and you have to do it manually.
I get that.
Mapping of big name to small.
If you don't know how to rename, you just go through the previous experience and then all of that experience that kind of thing. And so this is the once you you need to put the underscore between your file number and your company name, and because you cannot take any space between your name. And so since it's testing purpose, I'm just adding here test, but in the actual one you don't need to write test, right? Just like leave it like option or
This is for the test, okay.
just for today, like showing. So I'm just putting in test in here. And so this is from FOIR. So if you look at here, there's a bunch of company names here, right? That's actually a service to industry companies. Like, I saw the mostly heritage property. They sent to us like some files. So that means that we are receiving files directly from the company. So that's why we need to choose for them. But if you receive the file from FOIR, we need to choose this FOIR. Office of Regulation, Insurance Regulation, yeah. Then now we're gonna add this one. Okay. Wasn't any error here. If there's an error in the file, it's gonna show up here like here
On the top.
on the top, yeah.
Okay.
And
I read
it's-
one,
It's easy to read. Anyone can read that.
I read one.
Yeah,
Red one,
yeah.
yeah.
Now it means that it's like we inserted our raw data set to our FIU server now. Now we are ready to process it like through this website. So once
So this CSV is now at our server, at a particular location,
FIU server.
FIU server. CSV is present there in a folder. Okay.
we're just keeping it.
We need to upload this after processing all
After cleaning,
cleaning all everything, right?
Just we're putting our data set to our server. And once we have the data set here already, so we need to create a database. So why we need to do database is like there should some like data manipulation we need to do before we go into our action model. So our database includes a lot of functions inside of that. So they handling those functions through this like creating database part. So once you insert, it says even though it says data set, but it's adding a database to our server in our server. So we received from FOIR, and dataset name should same still for each record. And one thing before I tell, actually, if you look at here, even though we wrote this one, right, the file like test blah blah blah, but our actual dataset name become including the today's date. So we
That's
need to,
that today's date.
yeah, today's date. This is actual like including today's date, and what we wrote here is both combined version is our dataset name in the future. So whenever you insert the data
Got
as
it.
tomorrow or yesterday, it's gonna take that date in your dataset name. Now let's go to that dataset here, but also here you don't need to write your date here itself. It's gonna automatically generate for you today's date. You don't need to write specifically here in the date.
Quick question. The organization, like you're selecting that right now, how would we know in general, like overall? Is it always like the Office of Insurance for us?
If it's the OIR, it's the office.
Okay, so OIR is always that.
And also
Oh,
for the
Office of Insurance,
CSD,
yeah, OIR.
yeah,
Okay.
the CSD, it also comes from OIR, but it's just like catastrophic. It's not the company name. It's just like test scenario. I don't know like how to explain. It's like stress test, there's a wired data set. There's a two different kind of thing we are doing.
But for CST, we also have to select this.
We have to select this over here. It's kind of from where we are receiving data, we need to put it here, kind of.
Okay.
So we are selecting data set. If you go all the way down, you will see the like what file you added. So we need to select this file.
That's ordered by date and the number.
Yeah, and then name. Write this name actually. I just copy paste, but it should be like same name. But I need to add here test. Okay. Then add it here. If you want, you can write any notes. If it's the testing purpose, I can write like this data set. This data set is for testing purpose, kind of thing. But it's not necessary. You don't need to write anything. And add here. So it means that now for this process, our job coding is doing in this process, our like manipulation part is doing in this process, kind of thing. It's gonna take a lot of time to process it. It depends on how big your data is. Sometimes it takes 1 day, sometimes like 1 hour, sometimes 30 minutes, 5 minutes, etc. So once you like done, if you get a tick mark here, for example, oh, it's easy, it was fast. So if you got a tick mark here, if you go inside,
It was fast.
yeah. So because it has just 900 columns, rows. And so if you look at here, there's like how many like data is manipulated. So I'm not sure you need to know all of this or not. Like Jenny already know this one. If you need help, like yeah, you can explain later. So this is the data how distributed, like based on our data. It's like doing some manipulation and showing us like some details about our data, but we don't need to care about that much here. And if you go back, this is the like summary of our input data, how many zip code, how many policy numbers were there, and distinguished by year build column, and blah blah blah, like how many percent of portion of our data is included, the frame, construction type, etc. like that. So this is kind of like, yeah, manipulation summary. So one thing also you can see here,
The stuff that the script did.
yeah, so like how it's kind of log file for us, like what they did, for example, our data manipulation code, how they like manipulated our data. So first they found this policy misspelled, but this time they based unknown. There was unknown county, but they decided the county based on a zip code, etc. kind of thing. But also it can delete some policies if there's like unknown zip codes or some of the values are zero. But you can easily see from how many policies are deleted from here. But apparently here there's no any deletion for our policy. So still having our 901 policies here. It can be dropped if there's some like unknown kind of zip code is unknown, or
Like any critical field.
yeah, some of the field is like unknown. It can remove those like policies because we don't need those policies in the future. So apparently there is no any deduction on our policy number. It's still like 901. And yep. So this is like
It removes those automatically? Or
yeah,
you
it
need,
is.
okay, you don't have to go manually and then remove it. Okay.
There's no any manual working here at all.
Okay.
So if we remove something, do we need to take any action or like not do anything about it?
You don't need to do anything about that mostly. Just
If there are less than 100 policies removed, just ignore it. But if there is more than 100, like 200 policies removed, 300 policies removed, if there is a big number, ratio is big, then you have to worry about that. Like,
You tell
why
the insurance
this
company
too
to fix
much?
your data.
yeah, exactly.
yeah. Like if 20% of data is removed, it's fine. But if 90% of data is removed, then it's worry. Like your data set contains some issue.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the page where you were processing the data, the list of all the data sets? Yeah. So can you explain all the status symbols?
Oh, this
Like the
is
tick is finished.
this is
Like the
error.
check box.
I don't know, something is happening here. Kind of.
It failed.
It can be failed, but it shouldn't be case that failing, but in our developing purposes it can be failed now.
So like, if there is error, it's gonna be in the previous list, it's gonna show there is an error, it's go there, fix manually, and when all of those passes, then here it should go.
Yeah, here it should be everywhere, it should be tick only. This is
What?
there because that's why it's not tick.
Then
What
what
are
is
the
that
cycles?
symbol?
This symbol means it is processing.
It is so big, like it's.
No, it is processing, but during the processing it died.
There is like someone who has to change it to the next symbol.
Yeah.
But there is
When it was in processing state, the task runner dead, is died,
Okay, so you
and
were
then
like
nobody
doing stuff
changed it
during
to
those days.
exclamation mark.
So you were doing the stuff with Task Runner during those days,
Yeah.
because that's like 2 weeks ago.
only task runner sees this and process it when it is queued.
Queued means a blue color symbol. If there is
Yeah.
blue color symbol, then
This is a blue color symbol. This
no,
one
no.
green.
This is green.
No,
when you start,
when you start, there was a circle with a dot at the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
so if that is a case, then task runner sees it and start processing it. If he starts processing, it's this symbol.
That means task runner is running, still
He's
running
running
that.
something. He's running something.
It is not completed that.
Then after this, it can be this.
Like
too,
before
right?
completing or failed, the task runner died. That's why it is still processing
Yeah,
symbol
yeah.
only.
So this circle will be there when we are processing, and in the middle there will be a dot.
No, that's when it's in the queue, it hasn't started yet. And then when it started, it's gonna be this, and then when there's a check mark means finished.
Finish. And the
The
red
fail
one.
one is supposed to not happen, it's only here because this is the dev environment,
It
there were
might
like,
have one, maybe something.
That red one, it's like
fail.
fail. Okay.
You have to process it again. If you get this thing, you have to do it again. The same.
Which one?
If
Red
you
one.
get this kind of stuff, you have to do it again.
Okay.
And if it keeps failing, then you have to like talk to somebody depending on why it fails.
But how did it fail?
Or him. Oh, you will be gone. Sorry.
But how did it fail?
We'll call
This
him.
will not
This
fail.
is just a Dave, right?
The geocoding didn't got it.
So
the-
geocoding, this
That's
is
yesterday.
converting it into
No,
data sets.
data sets. So geocoding failed here.
Okay,
here,
this is the
here.
data sets, not.
But that was yesterday, so something
Raw
was
data
wrong
file.
yesterday, Tess?
Yeah. Every time,
Geocoding failed
one
like
time it
this?
fails.
Yeah, first time it will always fail, kind of. I don't know if it's the word thing, but once we start passing the one.
That's how they coded it.
Don't scare us like that, okay?
That's
First
how
time we are
their
failing.
servers are like that.
In the future, you don't need to worry about that much the tasking, but if there's some error in here, you need to reach out to the person like Kenny or the Jenny, whatever, like just notify them like, okay, something's wrong with this one, it's giving error kind of thing. But in the daily uses, it won't happen that much, I hope so, if this automation is good. But yeah, and yep, so if their data is processing, if there's a processing, like usually you will see this kind of thing a lot. It means it's still processing. It depends on how big is your data. It's like it's gonna take sometimes in 1 day. But you need to wait until it gets to tick mark. But besides of waiting this one, also you can create now the folder, empty data set in another website. If you remember that we have this website, this is the DPM for the UI for the client. So that's how we are communicating with our client, and we are like keeping all of the record of how many data sets we sent to them, how many processes we are, like kind of thing we are just keeping here. And for example, here process data set reports. If you go here, you can see like how many files we sent, how many signed it, how many processed, etc. Like kind of thing. So the first thing you need to do in this part is once you like have the credential, just log in and go to new data set. You need to create the new data set. So what does it mean is
No, continue. I'll ask
it
that.
means that you are creating the folder, the empty folder in our server. That's how our code is working. That's why we need to do this step. So like once you like, here's the LOIR, so we receive from OIR, so we need to select this one. The company name, it should be that company name. After owners is our company name. The filing number is our that number, this number.
We need to take from that place, right?
Yeah. So we received this one in with the file, right? Where you know where it comes from, this file number.
At the end.
Yeah, at the end of your the email, yeah. And here the policies. So now the why we need to like remember our like that policy count number, right? So here we need to write like our data set includes like 901, but this policy number is means our
900.
raw data set policy count. It's not the policy count after we manipulate it. It's about the actual original raw like policy count. We need to put it here.
That is 900, right?
Let's check just in case again. So we received this file. So if you go into this file, this is actual raw data set we received, and if you go here, this is the 902. It means that we need to deduct 1 because it has a header, so it's 901. And put it here, 901. So since it's a testing purpose, I'm just putting here test. And right here, this is for testing purpose. And
source will be always OIR?
it depends, yeah, which company are you. If you receive from child, it's the company name, you need to choose the child. Or you receive the data from OIR, so you need to choose the source, right? You need to choose the source where this data comes from.
So for us, it's always going to be FIU.
OIR, yeah.
Okay.
For that service to industry is really rare, actually, like 2, 3 within a year. So here, one thing is, I don't know why, like our system probably needs to have this one. If you look at here, it's like it's required columns, right? Required field. So we need to enter here just like empty one CSV file. I'm not quite sure why we need this empty CSV file, but it was there before we start. So we need to enter this empty. It's just totally empty, just 0.
We need to create empty CSV file and
Yeah.
put it inside. Like
Exactly like that, just like rename
I
it
couldn't
empty.
generate an empty
I don't know
CSV
why we
file.
need to, that is somehow needed in our
It was a
model.
shocker for me for the first time. I was like, what?
And yep, now we're
Janil, do you have any explanation?
No explanation. Whatever happened, happens.
look at it back in our model, so I'm not sure it's how it works.
He
Our
definitely
model
have an
cannot
answer.
create the server or the code, whatever. They cannot create the CSV file.
No.
He'll definitely have an answer.
Yeah, he's giving.
If you have that data set ready, if you don't want to do pool modeling data, then you can directly put your data set here. But you don't have the data set
Yeah,
at
of
all.
course.
Your data set is in the database.
Correct.
If you have a CSV file, you can put it here. But your data set is in database, right?
Correct.
So you have to run a script like pool modeling data something. He will pull it. In automation, we are doing that. So he pulls stuff.
I have a thing. So this website will pull the data from that data.
No, not this website. This is empty.
No, this folder is created and we are putting an
Yeah,
empty
folder
CSV
is
file
created.
inside that. But after we pull the data from the database, it still
This
exists.
file will not be empty anymore.
No, it will be
Like
empty still.
it will be empty. It will be like
empty
there
still,
only.
right?
It will be removed, I guess.
No, it will be there.
Is it?
Yeah, I saw it. It's
I
under
don't know
the-
why.
It stays there empty.
I can show you actually example here.
Yeah, it says empty.
When they were designing the website, they put it there so that they go back and fix it, and they never did, I guess.
So here,
So like they wanted to populate this one, but they did differently.
this is
and
the
different-
once you create the like data set here, right, in DPM website here,
Yeah.
it's gonna go directly to this like tag in our this folder in our
Yeah.
server. So let me see if that empty file is still there. I'm sure there is there, but I will show you the example. So there's original data. This one, right? This is still empty. Yep. So
How you're confirm it's empty?
cat
Okay.
empty.cs.
there's nothing here.
Okay. Okay. I have a question. So that website we went there. What are the things we need? We need to put this so that it can fill up all the information after processing the data in the server, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why
That's how we design.
why the server cannot create a specific file that you just wrote and cannot create a CSV file out of its own where we don't need to submit it?
Because nobody coded it.
Yeah, nobody coded it, right? If you
Simple.
want-
This
no,
was the
no,
question.
maybe-
So
Oh, we
No,
have to
nobody
give the
coded
real
it,
data
that's
set.
it, lazy
Yeah.
coding.
So what I think is this website is very old. So
No,
Yeah,
no,
this
no,
thing
no.
is like,
yeah, so the
look at it.
5 years old.
So
15 years old.
Probably
Sorry.
yeah,
it
it
is
was
so
supposed
legacy,
to
like,
probably
there will be
enter
always
the
some
real
bugs,
like
so-
data set.
Real
probably-
data set.
Probably yeah.
Whatever you received in the email, just put it there.
No, not for now.
She is doing a cheating, kind of cheating, to put the empty CSV there. But it was meant to
Yeah.
put a real data set which you got in the email there.
But I would think probably we already
Yeah.
saved this raw data in different
Correct.
part, right? So we don't need to save it again. Probably that's why they just like to put it in the empty.
Yeah, it was created so that you can put the email, the zip one.
So this
But
was
But they didn't
the
fix it.
after that they did some
There
changes.
is some changes. They
They
didn't
can
fix
go
it.
back to fix it.
But right, no. Technically, you have to put it the original data
Original
there.
data set.
Into our-
That
But
we have
she is kind
got.
of cheating. Kind of cheating.
Not cheating. Like
So-
find another way to
Find
solve.
another way to solve. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottom line is
Tell
we
me
need to
when.
put empty file there.
no. The raw data file,
We should
what
put the
they
raw
gave
data
us, like
file
we
there.
can put it here so that
Then
they
why
can
not?
understand what file they have sent us
Yeah.
and what file we are working on.
Yeah.
And we have to.
I have question to 3 of you. Why we're not putting the actual data set where
To
we're supposed to
simplify
get?
this, we can
Technically,
just
we
go to
should
the
put
folder
the
and
actual
selecting empty
CSV
file
there.
is easy for her.
Why we're not putting it? It will collide or it will
No, do
create
not do anything.
Time saving.
Time saving.
what time saving? I didn't get it.
Cheating. Time saving.
Arey yaar.
I
Don't
I
give
don't
me
know.
blunt
Like,
answer.
I never asked
Give me
this
some
question
confidence
from
of what
Kat.
will happen.
Listen to my
Nothing
answer.
will happen. That's
Okay,
what I'm
so
saying.
you-
If she is working on some file, raw file, it's inside something like she is downloading from the mail and saving it somewhere else. Every time she has to go to that folder and go and search for that file. She may be like forgetting that file name. That things will happen. Like giving an empty file is like going to.
Ultimately, it just doesn't matter.
Doesn't
you
matter.
wanna put the actual data, put the actual data. You wanna put empty, put empty. It doesn't matter.
No, you should
Yeah,
follow
correct.
like one thing. Just needs to put in empty. That's all.
If everybody's doing empty, then do empty.
Yeah, just do empty.
Like,
So
don't
there
make
is
it
a set of rules
overcomplicated.
you need to follow. That's it.
So I don't know. There was already like
It
exception
says
here, so I don't know
empty.
like why it
I'll
was
put it
there.
empty.
Like.
I don't care anymore. Please stop asking questions and Daniel
Just
You're
stop.
the one who said.
No, he's making me confused. He said she is cheating. She is putting that
No, he is
actual
giving-
data over
he is
the
giving possible explanation to that uploading empty file.
It's already there. We need to put empty. That's it. We don't need to think anymore. Just follow the instructions.
Yeah, it was there before. I don't know. Like actually, yeah.
No question asked.
So I just followed this instruction. So I don't know. And probably Tanya will give more for why it should be empty or something like that. And
I will not ask any. We'll just do it.
yeah.
That's it.
So once we like enter, just upload it. There's nothing. Yeah. So if you click here, this is the actual like our data set name. In the future, every time we need to use this name. In the future, our automation.
So you just uploaded test file to production. Doesn't it affect something?
It's gonna just put because that's why I'm putting test in here.
That's why
Because
there's
we don't
test.
have any actual,
no
like,
one will
local-
look at it.
for this website for now.
After that, we can delete it from our automation. It will delete. Yeah.
Okay, good. We're
Correct,
saying,
no?
hooray.
I need to delete it manually from the folder kind of thing, but it's okay. I just
Fine.
showcase for you. I'm just putting it here, but in the future you will do this
Automation
one.
will delete, but not the full.
She used to delete it manually.
It won't
So-
delete not this folder at all.
Okay.
But we can go into the server and delete manually.
Yeah, we can do that. But this is also connected with our database, right? So for this UI also connected with database, so we need to go to database itself to delete it, and we can change itself, like whatever we can do. But we don't have that much credential for that. Just only main user can do that. So
But you are
nobody
the
can
main
use.
user.
Nobody can use that.
You're the main user?
She has the main user.
So like, if that's the case happens, you should notify to Tanny about that, or like someone who is in charge of this project, like that person like dedicated to change anything in the database, but nobody can touch the database at all
So you created this one, you can delete this.
because I have a main users account. I know that one, so I can delete it. But
Suppose we don't have it. We
Yeah.
will not have it,
Yeah.
by the way.
we cannot change anything here.
So if we make anything wrong, then we need to connect with Yannick to say that this is something wrong. We need to
Or probably with the Daniel in the future, probably
Janil in the future so that he can fix it.
Mm-hmm. That's the case, yeah. And so here we need to select. If you look at here, so we did this part kind of the creating data set, and so we can for the OIR there's like 5 outputs results we need to send to the client. So these are 5 files. I can create new document for that actually, like separating, but it's already mentioned in here. Oopsie. Like what 5 files you need to choose kind of thing. It's already here.
Just make a C. Just make a C. There is like pattern there. Remember the pattern?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just like
Yeah. Just
There are a
remember
lot
the
of
pattern.
times, like-
C.
yeah.
That's a pattern.
But if there's a CSD, also you need to like choose different outputs, etc. like that. It's already given in document. But
Just
yeah,
remember the pattern.
this is like now like this for the OIR. All of the OIRs it should be like that. And okay, now it's time to. So we created what this is the process. We can do it while we were waiting the database is processing here, but it's already done here. So now we can do next step WSC task. So which means like mean speed correction, and it's taking, but in the actual production it won't take that much time to process because in the there we have a lot of data we added it, so that's
Computation
why.
power is also more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But in the product you won't see that processing at all. If you look here, it's fast, right? You can see like. Okay, while waiting here, I'm gonna want to show one thing. Okay, so for the DPM, so we created every environment. Now we need to assign the tasks to who's gonna process it, who's gonna verify it. But we usually suggest like processor verifier should be different person. So now I'm processor, Tiani is verified now, but this is the testing purpose. I am choosing both myself. Okay. So I submitted the assignment. Once I submit, I'm gonna receive the email like that because I connected my user is connected with my email address. So I'm gonna receive, okay, I assigned one task to process it. So when you go to this data set, you will see, okay, the status assigned. And when you click here, this is status assigned. And so after like processing everything is done, we need to press this button, but now we need to wait until we finish all of the processing, like all of the results. Until all the results are ready, we won't need to touch here. Just need to do right.
What happens if we leave this page? If somehow
Uh-huh.
we leave this website, what happens?
It's gonna show some error. You need to put this one.
No, I'm saying if you leave this, if you cross that tab, what will happen?
Nothing, yeah.
You can open it again.
It doesn't matter, like it's just a website, right? I don't know.
And if we refresh it, still it will be processing, right?
Yeah, it's happening on the server, this is just a page.
Yeah, but one thing is this VPN website is not for the purpose of processing at all. It's just like for the UI, just like showing our result from the like server and adding this and the like some data set name, etc. But it does not for purpose of the data like processing. The actual data processing website is this Caterpie website is for the like our for the purpose of developing like processing our model. So now we can add the WSC test, which is the mean speed correction. And so we have the already created database. So this is a data, oops, sorry. It should be in the top.
I think it's not finished.
Is it not connected to?
This is
Yeah.
prod.
Prod.
This
Oh,
is
sorry.
prod.
Oh, yeah. I just need to close it. Okay, so here, yeah, you will see here, right? This is the previously created. This is a database name. This name is like here, if you see here, this one. And we need to add WSC task and add task. We need to select our data set. So since we chose like at the beginning like PR, right? That's why it shows the PR here. The PR is the personalization mean, and LR means low rise, and SL is street level kind of thing. So how this force split is shown in here is like it's showing us this one. This force nearest is showing here. And so here, this is the OIR. So this is manual job we need to do. We need to careful for this part. It's still manual work. So once we have this one, each like set, for example, our data set divided into 4 portions, like PR, SL, which means street level, our geocoding assigned it our architect like geocoding software assigned it the longitude attitude based on the street level. That C means deep concentration, etc. Like, but you don't need to worry about that much. And just if there's a PR, LR, SL, you need to choose PR. So standard modeling, we are using the 8.2 here. What's going on?
That's a big error.
So how you will choose, I will also provide the document, but also it's shown in here in created database. Right? There's some explanation if you want to look at that. The PR means blah blah blah, low rise, street level, person blah blah blah. Like there's a bunch of things you can see from here. So if there's the
We cannot see anything, Jane.
if there's C, you need to choose the standard modeling, but now it's 8.2. It's like it's not updated yet, I guess. It should be 8.2. Let's see, 8.2 in roughness. This is the using the street level. SL means so we need to choose street level roughness 8.2, and this next one is we need to choose like 4 times. Again, PR standard modeling.
8.2.
If there's a stress test, we need to choose the stress test, PR stress test 2000, the mean stress test version. But now we are OIR, so we are choosing this one, and I'm just gonna go through quickly.
What's the difference between stress test and what you're selecting?
They're using a different coding environment, and template is different. If you choose,
So what's the I get it, the coding will be different. What's the end result of stress test?
Same.
What's
Just
the
the folder is different. Where we put the stuff, it's different, and results are same.
I didn't get it.
For the OIR, the folder is this.
Huh.
For the CST, folder is this. That's it.
Okay.
So they'll
Results are
send, you, they'll send you a separate data set with a stress test.
we will receive the separate data set, stress
Yeah.
test.
Got it.
Results are same.
Okay, the PR, but you need to be careful to choose in this one. Like if you choose the different, like if you choose stress test here in the OIR, or if you choose the 8.1, etc., like it's gonna give the different result for us. I would say result is not same in the way of how they're calculating is different, but in the way of formatting is the same for the CSD OIR. And the
They have a
output
format.
Yeah, output format will be, result format will be same, but the actual coding environment is a little bit different in the background. So
You have told in the meeting that due to different results, even your pseudocode or and the actual code was giving you, it's the exact same code, but the result were different because there were changes in the policy and other stuff. That's the reason you told?
No, that's a different reason, but
Okay.
for the CST, and then because every time when we like receive the CST, we have to like different like actually this model is like huge model. We're just like showing the one part of, but inside of that like actual like as Dr. Chen told, we need to like every person needs to handle all of the portion of our model. It's like there's the wind model and the surge model, like flood model, etc. There are a bunch of models. It's connected all of them together in the one insurance loss model. So how they are calculating way is different stress test in the OIR, but I'm not sure specifically in detail of the code how they separate it like in the code. But every year the TANI usually creates the environment for the stress test, new environment, code environment.
I have a question to two of you. The thing is, Dr. Chen told us that we need to do separate part of this project.
No, separate companies, not separate part.
Same thing for different companies.
Same thing for different companies, but he told there will be some of guys will be doing the engineering part, some of the guys will be doing this part.
That's the later part. That's a different story. For now,
That's
it's
why
a
I'm
company.
asking. Should we be learning today or not?
I don't know that much that kind of stuff.
No, this is just data processing.
Yeah.
There's nothing else involved.
Just
There's nothing
just
else.
confirm. Okay.
So it's gonna take also some lot of time to process it, this WAC task. But sometimes it takes 1 day, sometimes like whatever. Depends.
It will take more longer time.
I think we need to finish like this.
20
Now
minutes.
it's like just now it's actually finishing. The
Okay.
last part is just optimization after
10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a class?
Yeah, I need to go to the class.
Okay. So once it fits the tick marks here, this part, now next part is our last part, what we were working like so far this time, like the automation part. This part is like actually like automating this pre-processing part, including the post-processing part, both together combined to just only for this field, automation field. Before I used to do it manually, every detail in the server. Now it's just only clicking this button and creating something, adding this button, and then it's gonna generate all of the files we need. So we need to wait now, like until the WAC job is finished, get the tick mark. And once everything is done in the WAC task,
How we can see that?
Go to data pre-processing and WC.
Which is taking forever.
let me show you one second here. So here is a prod for example, if you will get the tick mark here,
It's done.
it means it's done. So you need to wait until it gets tick mark for each of them. If you see here, this data set has just only one PR, LR, SL value, but here for this data set, it had like 4 different kind of categories inside of that kind of thing.
It's the same from the same policy that you have given.
No, it's a different company, different
Yeah.
data set, right? Each data set has their own like.
Yeah, but what is our latest one that we tested?
This is fraud.
This is fraud, this,
We are doing it in depth.
yeah.
Here, this is our. It's still
Oh, yeah.
processing.
When it's finished, then we can go to the next step.
Yeah, but instead of going next step, I'm gonna show to instead of waiting this one, I'm gonna show here automation what you would need to do. So you need to wait until the WSC task is finished. Then you're gonna click here. Then you're gonna choose. This means like you are choosing database, and this second one is data set name. This is actually your data set name is, as I told before, this is your data set name. So it can be different, your database name, data set name, because you can create your database yesterday and you can create your DPN website today, but ideally you should create both of them in the same time, same day. It would be like easy for you to process it and also keep track of it. So, but the problem is our model, like our Title B website and the DPN website is taking the date, so you just need to be know like that. Okay, so this is, to show it, I need to copy this one and add this data set name here. And for this case, database name, data set name is the same because we created it the same day, but it can be different. Now, there's a PR policy flag, which means that so it means that we use this is just like specifying if it's the commercial residential or the PR personal residential. If this is a commercial residential, you need to press 0, and if it's the personal residential file, you need to press 1. So our data set is PR, so we are putting the 1 here.
It's automatically put.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true.
It's automatically done.
I forgot that. Yeah, you don't need to worry about
Just
that.
select and it is done.
If you select your database here, it's gonna automatically show, like automatically fill out there. You don't need to worry about those. Some of the, if you look at here, some of the fields you need to fill out, but some of the parts is already written here. Is the one blah blah. You don't need to change it.
1.
Yeah. So here, this is just the meaning of this. 1 means it's the PR value, PR dataset, and 0 means like it's a CR. The template, there's 3 different use cases. For you're doing the OAR, so we need to choose CST, OAR. If it was a CST, there's 2 different scenarios there. Like we do like why the CST job is not. It means like we need to run our one job in the 3 different scenarios in the stress test. There's scenario 1, 2, 3, but both are using the different kind of code inside of background. So for now, for the OIR, we don't need to worry about that. But for the next summer, if you receive the CST, you need to like choose the CST. If you do this scenario 1, it's gonna automatically pop up it's gonna automatically change your data set name here. But make sure this data set name is same as like that here. In the CST, you need to, in the CST example, when you create the database, you need to data set. In the CST, there's no any filing number, but you need to write like S1 or S2, and you need to write like CST in front of it, just to distinguish in the future. And S1, you need to write it manually here, specifying that. And this dataset name should be same here. So this is actually should be copied from DPN website. Now we are doing this OIR. So let's select the OIR, and here we added some of the like selections here. The server name, it means that we have like in the FIU we have like 60 around the server we can use. So like managing our like the server log, we can choose any server here. If you look at here, there's like usage of our current usage of our like this server, but it's updated by every 10 minutes in the database. So for example, in this server name Ivan B server, the usage is 0.2%. So it means like it's using a low amount of like memory. So you can use this one in the future if you want. Or yeah, here this is the Hugo B. It's like a little bit higher kind of, but you can choose whatever you want to use your server. But I would ideally suggest like just 8 like servers. Ivan ABCD and Alex ABCD. Yeah, those kind of. I will put it in the document in the future. But you are not limited to just only those servers. Our like most powerful server is Harvey.
Most powerful?
Server is Harvey, yeah. I mean, it's more faster than other servers. But
it contains database, right?
Yeah, it contains a database, yeah. But yeah, I would
What's
suggest
database?
Ivan A, Ivan B, Ivan C, Ivan D, etc. like that. We have, even though we have a 60, I would ideally suggest use like 10 or 15 of them, because the 10 you might use the other servers in the future or something like that. So yeah.
So we should use one server at a time, or do we need to use multiple servers for processing?
You can use the one server all the works, but in order to like distribute your like the workload, you can choose different server each time. Because if you run the many codes in your one server, it's kind of like slow, right?
Yeah.
It's like something like
For
that.
each one, it needs to be on one server. So like each of these files.
Each
Yeah,
of the
it would
files
be
should be
better,
in one server, right?
Yeah, it would be better if you choose different.
We have the
servers.
option of doing one thing in multiple? Is the option?
For this one, no, but in the server manual you can do that, right? But
Yeah, but
here
this
in this
one-
option,
this one only.
just one. Yeah. So I'm just Ivan A here. So WSU
We can
task,
run
it's not
through
finished
the
yet, so it's not
one
created
server.
here yet.
Using this.
But once
Yeah,
our
we can
WSU task is finished, it's gonna pop up
We
our
can.
WSU name automatically here.
What
and-
was your question, Mama?
Is there anything in the UI that lets me select 4 servers to run this one task?
Oh,
One task is only one Python command, right? Let's
Yeah.
put that way.
We cannot parallelize it
You
across.
cannot
servers.
prioritize the task, but let's put that way. If there are 5 people working, adding
Then
jobs,
they would be doing it. in
separate
different things.
your.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like I'm saying, like this task, like one task.
No,
Okay.
one task is only one
So
stuff,
one task will run on one server.
one server. The tasks are not parallelized.
So I'm just showing an example one.
Is it done or not? Like WSC task, I think it's done.
So if we do the automation like this thing, we still need to do all the things like previously explained here. Right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
Data set cleaning, adding WSC tasks.
Okay, I thought
What
it-
automation does is that instead of going there in the server and manually putting files there and finding the files and then executing the commands, you just do it through the UI. That's it.
That's it.
So this is the second method we have.
Yeah, so you're using this one. You don't do the server route.
So this is another method? Okay, got it. After you explained.
No, so previously there was one lengthy method. This is
Just
the
to simplify
automated.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
And also, you don't need like a server account for this. This is website.
Yeah.
But for the server, like you need a server account.
In previous method, you have to write this policy flag by yourself, you have to write all this by yourself, you have to write this by yourself, email, everything you have to write it by yourself.
Just we need to select the
In
server
every around 4 files, you have to write those stuff.
and put our mail, that's it.
So here, I'm just showing different example here, but I want to press the add button, and So we need to select, once the WSU task is finished, it's gonna pop up here. We need to select here. In Ivan directory, there's just 4 options you can choose from here. You can choose whatever you want. I usually choose Ivan C in order to keep track of all of my work. Like, so you can choose one folder itself in all of your work. It's just a folder. Ivan C means this is just a folder and directory in the server where you are keeping all of this, like what you have done so far in the processing. It will be kept in here. So yeah, I just use Ivan C usually, but you can use any of them if you want. And here there's automatically pop up your email also. If you want, you can change it, but it's gonna automatically fill out based on when you create your user account, what email you use, that will show up here automatically. And those are the PR, those, just for the information, those, what does the mean is like PR matched value is one means the data set has the PR match value, the blah blah blah.
PRSL, PRZC, MHR.
Yeah,
Yeah, where is MHR by the way?
Here this
HR.
HR is MHR?
Yeah.
Okay.
And those are like that, those 4 different categories, right? You saw before, those categories is like if there's just only one category, if there's just on PR, SL, LRSL, you should just need to do 1 and here 0, but this was kind of automatically pop up here, so you don't need to change it at all here.
It is taking values from this stuff. If this MHR, it is 1 here.
Oh, it
MHR,
takes when we uploaded it, right?
Yeah, right now it is taking values from this. It is taking values from this. PRSL, this is 1. PRZC, this is 1. MHR SL, this is 1. MHRZC, this is 1.
Those are just all binary, right?
Yeah.
I have a question. So
Is it present or not? That's it.
I have a question. The database name you're selecting from the raw database, this, right?
No, not from raw data, it's from database, like here, right?
Oh, here. Okay.
This one, this name.
Got it.
We are pulling it that, kind of like taking the data, pulling the data from our database here. It's pop up here, and we are choosing here, and it's not sure. Oh, hi. Are you Axel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Would you mind to like come back in 10 minutes or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yep.
Done?
Yep, that once you like add here, add button, it's gonna, I'm gonna show you one example here. We tested it yesterday. So once you add here, it's gonna like generate all of the like steps here. So before I used to do this, all of the 8 steps manually in the server. Now it's automatically generated using this automation code. So we can keep track of the all logs here. This is the information about like which server we use, blah blah blah, all of the information is here. And automation task created, and it's pulling. So if I go through one by one a little bit for the explanation what they are doing in each step, is like we already created the database here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is in our database, but we need to pull this database to in the server in the specific folder. So that's what we are doing in this part, like pulling the data from database. And next, once we have the database, we are creating the like environment directory kind of, using that. If you choose the Ivan, I told you before, I usually use the Ivan C directory. So if you choose Ivan D directory, it's gonna like save in Ivan D directory in the server. It's gonna create the folder itself in the server with your dataset name, and in the future, it's gonna keep all of the like environments in there. And then there's some environment files is updated, and so all of this part is like needed for the run our ILM model. Those are just like filling out templates for that in order to run our model kind of. through all of
We
them.
don't need all this.
Yeah, exactly.
Just click the add button, let it run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like somewhere in future if automation fails, then
If automation
Channel
fails,
is
Then you will know.
responsible.
okay.
Because he went through with
His
me all of
problem,
the
not ours.
Okay.
all of the true and detail one by one, so he knows now.
Okay.
Yeah. And for this extension he already knows, so if you guys need, just ask from him. Yeah, so it's blah blah blah, it's going, so if you look at here, this is actually you're gonna receive the email, all of the update for your modeling,
One email or email for each one?
each one,
Each
lot of
one.
email. For example, like send the email, blah 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 blah, like there's a lot of steps, like they are ILM pre-finished, and blah blah. There's a bunch of steps there. It's run. Then once it's done, once everything is done, it's gonna automatically do the post-processing here, blah blah blah. It's gonna do post-processing, and execution completed.
And that's the
Now
end of
this
it?
is all of them. Once you're done, you need to do, okay, it's processed. Now it's your time to go back to DPM and click the button that it's processed. Not it's processed yet.
So you have to manually mark this process.
Yeah. There's not gonna be a.
And then how, the results are emailed to you?
The results are gonna, once you click the process it here, for example, it's gonna pop up here automatically from server.
Okay, the results file.
Yeah, once
Okay.
you click the process it.
And then, that's it.
Yep,
Whoever-
that's it. And the
Whoever
next
needs it
person.
can access it. We
Yeah.
don't need to do anything with this. You don't need to send it to anybody.
Then after we change the status of the process, after next person, the tenure whoever comes and that needs to verify this file, so that person goes to
Verified in 3 minutes.
yeah, he's really fast. And for the verification part, we don't have any UI for that for now. We just automated that before the verification. So that person needs to go to server to verify it.
Yeah, but for verifying, do you just verify that it's there, or do you open and read the results?
read the results.
Say that's
But there's the script verified. So it's gonna show up if there's the error.
Oh, so you run the verify script?
Yeah, we need to,
That's it?
and it's gonna show up all the details. If some values are different or not, kind of the kind of verification our model results, the comparing if there's something is missing or not. So, yep. this
Done?
makes sense. Yep, then we need to just write Python, and if the person who's signed it as a verifier, they need to verify it, and Python verify and dataset name. They will just write the dataset name here.
Okay, into which server?
It doesn't matter, any server you
Any
can go.
server.
Yeah,
As long as you have the right path to the file.
yeah. This script is it's in the GitHub. You need to clone it to your own directory in your server. And then there's the verify Py one, and then you need to click it. I don't want to click here because it's already verified. So, and then once you click here, it's gonna generate all of the results. If there's some values that are different, results are different, then it's gonna show. And you need to notify that person processor. If there's something is wrong, you need to tell the processor. You can even decline the processing step.
If it's right, then what would be the return of the file?
There's no error in the script.
That's it, if it's if it doesn't return anything, it's okay.
You're okay.
It's gonna you can see the process which, for
Oh,
example.
there's a process
the
log,
process
if
is
there's
gonna
no
show-
error in there, you're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you press here, mark as process it, and it means it's gonna pop up in the future, but now we didn't process yet, and you can even reject the processing if you want. And yep. And reject it if you want to reject the processing, just to write the script why you rejected, and that person process to process again. So
Position is true.
for here, there's the one deletion. If the processor did the wrong job and then it was like wrong and verify notified you, so you need to redo it again. You need to go to automation. You need to delete your task.
And run it again.
Yeah, and run it again. Or you can just create that new, totally new the environment here, for example, but you cannot take again same name with previous one because it's gonna show you error. So you need to change this name, but in order to change this name, you should create the new task in here, DPM website, and take that new name and add it here. It means it won't delete previous one, and it's gonna just only create new, again new. It's gonna newly run your model again.
So the thing that didn't, that was rejected is just gonna be there forever.
Yeah, it depends on like. It's really rare. Like I rejected my work, so I'm not sure like how like what was the issue before, kind of like that. Yeah, does it make sense?
So after after you finish the verification and then you mark it processed,
Yes.
what happens? Like what is the result?
Nothing, the people from the company are gonna go there and see, and they're gonna see the results. And
Yeah.
they do what.
You're
they
just
do.
adding the results so the
Yeah.
They
clients
see it.
can see it.
Mm-hmm. So once we we verified this file, mark as verified, and I don't know why this button is needed, but we need to approve this result again, like just double checking again, and submit the result now. This is the actual like last part of like we need to send the email to OIR people. So it's
Wait, so this part you do?
yeah, I do. I send the result once the Tani verifies it.
Okay, so I thought like we're not doing anything, sending it to anybody. That's why I was asking earlier on.
Oh, sorry. The once
After
they
confirming
verify,
Tiani, then we are going to send it, right?
yeah, we're gonna send the result.
Okay. That's what I was gonna think like.
So yeah, because I was thinking like, if,
I was
are we
thinking,
sending
what
it or
all the
not?
process, then what's the work? Yeah. Alright, makes sense.
And
Where
then
did you get to this page?
So
Like,
we're-
which, can you go back one step and then get it here?
Here.
Test auto owners.
Yeah,
and
just
here's-
submit
Okay,
result.
submit results. Okay.
I think you should prepare detailed document with the screenshots and all so that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna share this video. Also now, we don't have time, but can we set the after team meeting on Friday? So that everybody can actually like do a test run of this?
This Friday,
Probably.
We'll do it
No.
right now.
you and me are going. You remember that?
Dude, how far are we gonna push this thing back?
How far I'm gonna put it? I don't have the driver license. I need the driver license.
So we are just
You're getting
we're just
recorded.
processing
Okay, so
I know.
the data.
You
I'm
are
recording and
now
sending it to the
recording.
clients.
Now?
So
What time you
does it, all the modeling has
Minutes.
already been completed, right?
do the hands-on?
My best
Right now, we
friend?
don't have time.
Because Friday I have one party to attend, so I
Okay.
need to leave early, like around
Right.
5 p.m.
Is the
No, no,
the
I'm
8.3
saying right after
model
this,
that's being, who's working on that?
After this meeting, right?
No, tomorrow, Friday we have team meeting.
Is that part of this project?
right
or?
after
Yeah,
that.
it's a part of
At
project,
10
like
a.m. we have meeting.
all
Okay.
team
Yeah,
already
if
working
it is
on
in the
that.
morning,
So
that's
they just
Yeah.
updated like some of the parts. So
I'm
they
suggesting
are
these
submitting
accepted.
the paper now, the speech document to the government, if they accept, like, I think they already accepted it or not, but they, once they finish their acceptance, like, if they get the permission from them, it's gonna, we can just integrate the 8.3 in the future, yeah. That's actually like what the Tani's work, like what he's doing in that modeling part, yeah. But in the
So-
future, all of you need to work on that.
So if the Florida government accepts the new 8.3 model, then when does this project end, I guess?
It doesn't end.
We just
It doesn't
continue
end.
It is the
processing
maintenance
data
of the
forever and sending it to the
It doesn't
clients?
end, by the way. The Florida state always put more than $1 million on this project. All the 60
To
server
continue processing every
Yes.
year? Okay.
Yeah, to maintain that server, there will be a lot of other projects they're working on. So they're spending more than $1 million to
I just wanna like
upgrade this server and other
show
project. That's
last
what I
part,
You
like,
better show the last part.
yeah, so here, it's like, we didn't change yet our this database here, but the tenant said that theoretically we need to include all of the like this is all of the employees in the OIR. It should be like there, but in the use case, like if they want to add more person or if they want to deduct some person, I usually just keep track of who I need to send this email in the wiki page. So, because some employee can be added or some of them can be excluded. So I just copy this one and paste it here. Yep. Then I just send it.
Can you show me again on GitHub, the wiki page?
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
like that's just there,
Yeah.
okay. And if we need to like modify it, they should probably notify us beforehand
Yeah.
somehow. Like also these people.
Yeah. Before we send it, just double check again your emails. You are sending it to correct person or not, and then just send it. Yep. Then click the send, and it's done. All the jobs
Can you
are done.
like paste all the data sets you
Okay, send it.
separated into that folder? Like I sent you
And
the
at
data.
this point, like this is not like a project that has a time frame and it's over. It's like a continuous service
Because
that
do
is
it today, I
provided.
need to improve
And
this.
This
all
project
these
has been
companies
for
are using it.
15 years, by the way.
Over that, I think it's since
20.
2005.
21? No, 19 years.
Yeah, 19.
But in
This
the
is more like
OIR
a-
is like really rare, like it's gonna come like 2, 3, 4 data sets in a week. But in the CST, it's gonna give like one bunch of data set in the summertime, like 80 companies, 90 companies, then you need to run it to 200, like fast. A month like 3 means you need to run it like for
You need to
200
make
times.
I need to go.
I think it's over.
Okay.
It's over?
It's done, yep, thank you.
What is this?